Uncanny X-Men number 17 to 22 by Matthew Rosenberg, Salvador Larroca, Carlos Gomez, and Carlos Villa. Wolfsbane is dead, mourned by most of the remaining X-Men, but sworn to avenge her. Wolverine and Quanon head out to murder the bigoted humans who killed her. Before they can get the chance, though, one, O-N-E, shows up and interrupts their revenge mission. Back at Harry's bar, Juggernaut makes an interesting discovery. Emma Frost isn't on Cyclops' revenge list, but why not? After a mission to fight the Marauders, for some reason, the X-Men whisk through one of Illyana's portals to find the bar in flames. There, Mr. Sinister is waiting, but gives up a little too easily. Meanwhile, Karma and Mirage debate quitting the team again while Cyclops gives a call to the lady who made so much of his previous life a living hell. In the interim, we learn how General Callahan and his Office of National Emergency has Emma Frost under their control. In fact, she was the one who told Wolverine that Cyclops was still alive, but now Callahan knows of his reemergence as well. Meanwhile, several kids are turning up dead from a mutant vaccine spreading around the world, while Wolverine goes after Emma Frost. Reason being, Dark Beast convinced Cyclops that he could make a vaccine to reverse engineer the mutant sterilizing gene, I think. To be honest, I don't really understand what's going on in the story now, so here we go. Callahan imprisons Emma Frost while magic kills Dark Beast. Suddenly, the White Queen calls to Scott and reminds him just who she is. They run to her to find out just what's going on, which is really something that I'd like to know as well. Turns out it was all a ruse to trap all of them. Callahan sends some super huge sentinel to attack them, while magic sends them all to limbo on accident. Inside the hellish wasteland, they fight a demon who eventually kills Banshee and Juggernaut. But it's all okay because at the end of it all, Emma Frost makes the entire universe forget mutants ever existed. And just like that, all the wars are over. The story begins to conclude in Central Park. Scott and his brother Alex discuss living in a world where there's finally peace. Wolverine wakes up from a coma and tries to kill Mr. Sinister, but is then reminded that he was knocked out and everything's okay now. Only problem is that Callahan has one more ace up his sleeve. He sends the last of his Super Sentinels to attack the mansion, but Havoc decides to blow himself up to save the day. It apparently does nothing, but the Warlock Jamie Madrox hybrid recognizes them as mutated parts of himself. He attempts to reclaim them and blows himself up in the process. It ends up turning them all off for a second, and the X-Men are able to attack them, care of hundreds of Multiple Man clones. Furthermore, all their teammates they thought were dead suddenly return, and in 5 pages are able to stop the fight. With that, the X-Men are back, but very thankfully, this story comes to a merciful ending. Wow, so I don't really know what to say. This story had a lot of potential, but in the end ran into such a confusing smash-up of plot twists and artist substitutions that I couldn't figure out what was going on. It's like Marvel told Matt Rosenberg that he can do anything he wanted, and then they let him come up with some elaborate story, but then they said, wait, never mind, you have to wrap it all up in one issue. It was poorly finished, turned into a mess of artwork, and didn't end up making a whole lot of sense. I liked where they were going, but I don't like how they ended it up. For that, I give this one a 5 out of 10. If you like this video, there's hundreds more like it, spanning several current and classic story arcs. Click the boxes here for more playlists. This video is also accompanied by my blog at nerdiestkidyouknow.com. You can also follow links to my Facebook or Twitter pages, as well as a link to these very issues for sale on my eBay page by clicking below. For the Nerdiest Kid You Know, I'm Sam Torito. Thanks for watching.